What's going on, everybody? This is Marcus. Before I get started, I want to thank you guys so much for your support. It really means a lot to me, and you guys mean so much to me. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your support, and thank you for everything. For those who are new to my channel, and for those who are seeing it for the first time, make sure you like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications whenever I drop a video. And we're going to always keep this thing rolling. So, let's talk about The Punisher coming to Disney+. So, according to Rosario Dawson, she actually said in a recent interview that Jon Bernthal is going to reprise his role as Frank Castle the Punisher. And Jon himself has actually expressed many times in many interviews that he actually wants to reprise his role as the Punisher himself. So we definitely heard from both parties, and definitely looking forward to seeing that too. And of course, Rosario Dawson also plays an important role because she actually plays Claire in the MCU, where she has interactions with several heroes such as Matt Murdock, Daredevil, and Luke Cage, and Defenders as well, and even including Jessica Jones. So I would not be surprised if she actually does make an appearance in the MCU, not to mention with the Echo series coming up pretty soon, and then with Kevin Feige actually focusing on street heroes, they're all going to definitely come together. And it's also a rumor that's going to be that the Defenders are going to come as well, and then the Punisher is supposed to be joining them as well. So even though the Punisher usually works alone in most cases, because most heroes, especially in the Marvel Universe and in the MCU, don't really like the Punisher's actions because of the fact that he mostly does things outside of the law. So he's considered to be a vigilante. But most fans are definitely excited because they actually do want to see the Punisher on Disney+. So it's definitely going to be awesome. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that too. Of course, not to mention that the Punisher isn't more of a team player, which is pretty much element when you read Gotham Knights, where he teams up with Batman, and the Punisher wanted to kill the Joker firsthand, and Batman was like, this might be the solution on your turf, but in Gotham we do things differently. But yeah, besides the point, great issue, by the way, and one of my favorite stories is when the Batman and Punisher team up, and it was actually doing the Marvel versus DC lineup as well. So it was back in the 90s. But besides the point, the Punisher coming to the MCU, coming to the Disney Plus, is definitely going to be great because all of the series were on Netflix, and now they're bringing them all into the same universe as well. I mean, they were already set in the MCU, but now they're coming to Disney Plus, which is very exciting. But Warren Thompson from Disney Plus, well, Warren Thompson from Cosmic Wonder, I was saying Disney Plus a lot though, but Warren Thompson from Cosmic Wonder was talking about the exact same thing. So we're going to go ahead and hear him out. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and big news in the Marvel Universe today. It looks like another person from the Netflix Marvel series could be joining us in the MCU alongside of Daredevil. That is the Punisher. Specifically, Jon Bernthal's Punisher. The perfect Punisher, really, which is great news. Now, you may have heard this news today that the Punisher is returning, getting his own series, and this is actually coming from a Disney actor, and is one of the actors that appeared in some of these Marvel Netflix series. This is coming from Rosario Dawson, who of course plays Claire in the Daredevil series, and keep in mind, and this is important, plays Ahsoka Tano in Star Wars, which is owned by Disney, and of course Marvel is owned by Disney as well. Now we'll dive into this, and this is absolutely exciting news, but you may have heard the counter news to this. First saying that, oh, she doesn't really know, but what I think is that she's actually just trying to cover it up, and I do believe that the Punisher is returning, and Rosario Dawson did indeed reveal that. And I also do think that some of the other Defenders are going to be returning as well and be brought into the MCU to give us an MCU Defenders, which we will talk about in this video. And of course, if you love Marvel, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest news. Now, there have been rumors going around a while now that Jon Bernthal's Punisher would be returning. Jon was going to reprise his role as the Punisher, and now he was going to be brought into the MCU. Now, when we first started to hear about these rumors, it was a while ago when we weren't really sure. However, since then, Marvel Studios, during San Diego Comic-Con, that happened a couple of weeks ago, announced a Daredevil Disney Plus series with Charlie Cox returning to play Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. And guess what? It's 18 episodes long.
That's gonna be cool.
Disney Plus
18
series
episodes.
revealed today. And this gave us confirmation that Marvel Studios was not afraid to bring those characters over from the Netflix series and bring them into the MCU. Yes, Charlie Cox appeared as Matt Murdock in Spider-Man No Way Home, but we weren't really sure if that was some sort of a fan service or if Matt Murdock was indeed now in the MCU for good. But Marvel Studios answered that question for us. And now, all of a sudden, all of these rumors seem to have a little bit more merit, because there were rumors about Daredevil returning before, and then there were rumors about the Punisher returning. Now Daredevil's here, and it looks like the Punisher is right around the corner. And it looks like Rosario Dawson has confirmed that for us. Yesterday, during a panel at the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, Rosario Dawson seemingly dumped a huge Punisher bomb on us, stating that she heard he was returning, and she was really excited because that's the only show that her character Claire did not appear in. Here's what she specifically said, and I quote, "I hadn't heard that announcement, but I found out yesterday that the Punisher was happening again. So, I feel like it's my second chance because that's the only one of the shows I wasn't in, and I love Jon Bernthal. So, let's all make it happen collectively, guys."
True.
So this statement right here means a little bit more than just coming from a random person, because Rosario Dawson, like I said, does work for Disney. She is filming the Ahsoka Tano series right now. She is around Disney people, Disney executives all of the time. And she just came out and said that she heard that Jon Bernthal was coming back. Now, one thing that she did not specify was that if he's going to come back and maybe make a cameo, let's say in the Daredevil series, or if he's going to be getting his own show. Because right now, there are several projects that he could appear in. He could definitely appear in the Daredevil show, but he could also appear possibly in She-Hulk. He could definitely appear and be associated with Daredevil in the show. After all, it does seem like they are somewhat introducing what Kevin Feige calls the street side of the MCU in this show. At San Diego Comic-Con, right after the Hall H panel, in an interview with MTV, Kevin Feige said we have the street level with the newly announced Daredevil series and Spider-Man going into the street level as well, so actually expect a Spider-Man Daredevil team-up in the future. But if the Punisher is coming into the MCU, he is definitely going to be on that street level as well. And Matt Murdock is a lawyer as well, and of course he's Daredevil. So there would be many different ways for the Punisher to appear in the She-Hulk series. He could be connected to Daredevil, he could be connected to Matt Murdock.
Also, I want to point this out too. Spider-Man also deals with cosmic threats as well, and he also teams up with the Fantastic Four and Avengers as well. So, I mean, he also teamed up with Moon Knight as well, to say the least. But the thing about like this, I mean, they're all connected in the Marvel Universe anyway, so it's not like they practically ever teamed up before anyway, because there's like so many issues of all the heroes teaming up together, including the villains as well, which is the reason we have the lineup called Marvel Team Up. So like they all practically are aware of each other for sure. But basically, Spider-Man would be considered like, you know, like he deals things on the cosmic level too whenever it suits his interests, so.
Legal side. And
Just wanted to point that
by the
out.
end of the series, She-Hulk is going to start representing superheroes and people of the sort.
Yep,
Well, it's
She-Hulk.
not that hard to throw the Punisher in there. However, my hopes are for an actual Punisher series. And I do think if they are going to bring the Punisher into any other series, it probably is going to be Daredevil first. Much like we're seeing Daredevil in other series and movies before he gets his own series, I'm thinking that's going to happen with the Punisher. We see him show up in She-Hulk maybe we see him show up in the Daredevil series, and then he gets his own series. And make no mistake, Jon Bernthal wants to return to play the Punisher. He has publicly stated that a few times. But let's talk about what Rosario Dawson said after the fact that she stated that the Punisher was returning. Later, after the panel on Twitter, she tweeted, "I can't be trusted. Getting intel from fans during signings is iffy, apparently. My bad, I get excited. Confirmation is key when you're told what you want to hear." Now, I don't really buy this. This kind of seems like a thing where Marvel was like, yo, what the heck, we told you that in confidence, you weren't supposed to say anything about that. Perhaps Rosario Dawson thought that it was public information at this point since the Daredevil series had already been announced. And she's a professional actress and has done a lot of Comic-Cons, and I know that she's heard a ton of rumors and has been asked about a ton of rumors. So I don't think Rosario Dawson would simply state something as fact that she heard from a fan at a signing. This kind of seems like a cover-up to make it seem like she didn't just spoil the fact that the Punisher is returning. Because I actually think that a good majority of those Netflix characters are going to be in the MCU in some way, shape, or form at one point in time. And what I mean by that is they may not get their own series, but they could cameo in other shows or movies. It does seem very clear at this point, with Kevin Feige establishing that there is going to be a street-level side of the MCU, that there are going to be street-level characters like Daredevil, like Spider-Man, like the Punisher, like Jessica Jones, like Luke Cage, like all of the rest of those characters that we know and love. It does seem like there is going to be somewhat of a Defenders team. In fact, there's even been rumors that some of these Defenders could actually appear in the Echo series, which makes sense. We know Daredevil is going to be appearing in that series as well. We know Kingpin is going to be returning and is going to be the villain of that series. It makes sense that another Defender could possibly be in that show. And at the same time, I also think they could be building this entire thing up for Kingpin to be a major villain, and the Defenders and Spider-Man have to go up against him, and possibly a real Sinister Six, which is something that I know fans have been waiting for a very long time. And we really are right now in a golden age for the MCU. I know a lot of people have not really enjoyed Phase 4 so far, but if you think about it, Disney and Marvel Studios now have all of the rights to almost all of the characters. We have all of the Fox properties back with the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, with Deadpool, and they have all of the rights to the Netflix characters, the Defenders, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, the Punisher, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Kingpin. They have the rights to all of these characters back again that they can and are using in the MCU. The only one that we're really questioning right now is the Hulk. We know that the distribution rights are held by Universal Studios. However, that could have changed at some point in time, and we just might not know about it. But regardless, the Hulk can be used in team-up films. So Marvel Studios really does have access to any and all of the characters that they want right now. And it looks like they have every intention on using all of these characters. We're getting the Fantastic Four, we're getting the Mutants soon, we've already gotten Daredevil. I think it's only a matter of time until we do finally see the Punisher and perhaps some of the other Defenders as well. But hey, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments down below, and how excited would you be if Jon Bernthal returned as the Punisher? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest news. For live updates.
One thing I actually do want to say is that the three actors that I definitely know that epitomizes the Punisher. You got Dolph Lundgren from the late 80s who played Frank Castle, Thomas Jane who played the Punisher in 2005, Ray Stevenson did a really great job with playing the Punisher in Punisher Warzone, and of course the current Punisher, which is Jon Bernthal. So he always plays many tough guys in TV series and movies as well, but Jon's personality and his persona definitely epitomizes Frank Castle and what Frank Castle is all about in the comics as well. So luckily, we're getting a chance to see him on Disney Plus as well, so I'm definitely excited. I've seen all 2 seasons of The Punisher and all the other series as well, with Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and just seeing the Defenders as well. And then with the Punisher being rumored to be a part of the Defenders, that's actually going to be pretty awesome too. And then with the Echo series coming out, that's definitely going to be part of the street level heroes that Kevin Feige is going to focus on as well. So I will not be surprised if we actually do see one of the Defenders show up in Echo as well. So it's definitely going to play a tie-in as well. So, and then with She-Hulk Attorney at Law, it's all going to pretty much just come together and everything. So I think it's going to be like all one big melting pot that's definitely going to prepare for Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, and Avengers Secret Wars. So that's definitely going to be pretty cool as well. So, and again, we saw Cosmic Gods. So I think eventually we're going to see the Beyonder and Dr. Doom. Doom is supposed to be showing up in Wakanda Forever, so, and then Kang as well, so it's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, and honestly, I enjoyed Phase 4. I thought Phase 4 has been pretty great so far, but like I said, now that we have the Avengers and Fantastic Four in the MCU, I mean, Kevin Feige is definitely making his dream come true of basically fulfilling Stan Lee's and Jack Kirby's dream of bringing all the heroes into one universe. So it's definitely looking pretty good so far. So like I said, it's going to be phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to seeing The Punisher. It's definitely going to be a great series. I'm sure it's going to pick up where Season 2 actually left off. Just like every other project that was actually on Netflix, they're definitely going to pick up where they left off. Because all the heroes basically are set in the MCU anyway. So it's not like they've never been in a different different universe because we're all connected in the MCU. So it's going to be pretty awesome. So, but what do you guys think? You guys are excited to see the Punisher in the MCU? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. So your feedback means so much to me. So let me know what you guys think and just comment down below. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for everything. Make sure you like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and shout out to Warren Thompson. Always have great insight and great news coverage. And subscribe to my channel for more Marvel news as well, my own breakdowns as well. But Warren Thompson of Constant Wonder, love you, bro. Thank you for everything, man. But in the meantime, you guys take care. I love y'all. Stay positive. Be loved. Spread love. Love each other. Excelsior. I'll catch y'all on the next one.